Hello, hello. Another beautiful day. I'm here to share again the book that I'm reading. Let's get right into it. I don't want to waste your time. Here we go. Between Alabama and Detroit, the dividing line was the Ohio River, as it had been during slavery, where once across it, blacks were free if they only could manage to get there. Between Mississippi and Chicago, Jim Crow went out of effect in Cairo, Illinois, at the southern tip of the state. For a time in the 1920s, the ride to Chicago was interrupted after the train crossed the Ohio River into Cairo, as if the train were passing from Poland into the old Soviet Union during the Cold War. Once over the river and officially in the north, the colored cars had to be removed in a noisy and cumbersome uncoupling, and the integrated cars attached in their place to adhere to the laws of Illinois. Colored passengers had to move, wait, reshuffle themselves, and haul their bags to the newly attached integrated cars. Going south, the ritual was reversed. The railroad men now had to reattach the colored-only cars and remove the integrated cars in a clamorous ordeal to meet the laws of Kentucky. Okay. Colored passengers had to gather up their things and take their second-class seats, reminded in that instance that they were now re-entering the South. Such was the protocol of a border crossing. So this is very interesting. I highlighted this part because I wanted to really talk about this. Reminded in that instance that they were now re-entering the South. This is something that I think about a lot. You know, my father was born and raised in the South in a small town in Louisiana, and my mom, she was born here, but her mother, I believe they're from Alabama or Arkansas, but her mom came here for work during I believe World War II, and then she sent for her sister and then sent for my mom. So my mom grew up here. She's a city woman. Well, she was a city woman, like I'm a city boy. But this part that I highlighted really makes me think a lot, because I always think often I want to go, back to the South and see what's there. I've never been there. I've never visited there. So I would love to go and see where my father and mother, started their lives and my family lineage. But I just don't want to go. like I just don't want to go back, because from what I'm reading and the history and the fact that my dad left, it's not a place that I think I should go and be and to even visit. Like, just from, the laws and how it's just so different there, and the people, I just don't want to deal with that. I've become so accustomed and so used to being a California boy that I just don't think I can handle the upfront racism that's in the South. Like, I think that would really, it would really be tough to deal with. So, but that's something I always contemplate about, going to the South and visiting where my family, come from. But I don't know. But yeah, I just wanted to share that quick little passage with you all. I'm still reading every day, and I plan to keep sharing every day. And we're going to keep this going. And yeah, As far as what I'm watching for today, I'm watching the good old Damien, The Omen Part 2. I showed you guys the first Omen yesterday, but today I wanted to watch Part 2. Part 2 is my favorite of I think it's a trilogy. I think it's also a Part 4, but Part 2 is my favorite. I just love how it follows Damien as like a young boy. He's like probably, let's say 12 or 11. And I just like how he, spends his time at school and how like he deals with bullies and stuff like that. It's really, really, really funny to watch. This scene is gonna get crazy. This scene, this lady in the red, she's trying to snitch on Damien pretty much, like tell his family who he really is. Like he's the son of the devil and all this. And of course they don't believe him. And so Damien is sending his OGs. He's sending his little his the crows up here is making sure this chick don't rat him out. But yeah, this movie, of course it's silly, but I love this movie, man. It was made in the '70s, and this is just some good old fashioned, cornball good times right here. But I just love how these older movies, since they couldn't really afford CGI, and CGI was fairly new back then. They had no shame back then, man. They resorted to whatever means they could to get across what they wanted to get across. This scene coming up is a great example of that. Watch what happens to her and watch the aftermath. These guys had no shame of like throwing in dummies, like these little fake little dolls. Watch this here. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, classic stuff. But yeah, Damien, The Omen 2, that's what I'm watching. You guys take care, and I will keep on sharing. Take care.